Interestingly, in 2017, we are very different than when we were even at 5 years ago with respect to our newcomer population. It's exciting times. It's changing our demographic for sure. We have over 70 different countries represented with 60 different languages spoken by children. And as a result, it means changing for everyone and adapting to the new environment that we all find ourselves in. I think one of the most important things that we have to understand, when you are a new arrival, it's a new culture, new country, but it's also a new language. And that's okay, that's a great thing. But how do we then leverage that first language and culture, all experiences that that child has, and how do we extend it to the English education that they're receiving to make them more than they are, not less? And I think that some of the supports that we have in place, we're fortunate to have English as an additional language teachers who understand the context of what it means to become bilingual and multilingual, and supporting that language learning in the school or in the classroom environment, and how to acquire the academic language that students need in their subjects of math and science and social studies or whatever they may be learning. So they work not only with the student, they're working with the teacher, and they work with the peers. The students themselves are sometimes our best language teachers, and there are ambassadors, if you will, for understanding and bridging the new culture, the new friendships that are formed. So it is a concerted effort. It's not by definitely one person, it's by all. And we're very fortunate to have a partnership with the YMCA School Settlement Program, and they provide that settlement piece in our schools, working with students and families in the schools, where the EAL teachers are doing the language bridging, the YMCA are doing the settlement bridging. And the cultural component is understanding who everyone is. And unless you know who your learners are or who your students are, you'll never get there. So the schools are very good at acknowledging new arrivals, new families, welcoming new families. They'll often write hello or welcome in different languages based on the students, and have the children share that, or the students share that with one another. Just to check in every day to see how you're doing. Smile, even if you don't speak the same language upon arrival. That's an important acknowledgement that the teacher knows I'm there. Interestingly, in this changing globalized world, the skill sets, we call these soft skills, of understanding of how to work with others is very important. Understanding other languages and not diminishing one or comparing one to another, but understanding that that's cultural and that's valuable. For students themselves, the opportunity to have friends literally from every part of the world. Usually we tend to think that we have to travel to get that experience, but our students are getting that opportunity right here in our schools, here in Halifax. Like, that's a huge asset that sometimes we don't realize. We all want world peace. However, we actually have that opportunity to create that in our communities here, and that's how it starts. It never starts on a great big scale. It always starts at the ground level. So these are wonderful times in respect to student populations and demographics changing, and it's not the same as it was. But in that, it's preparing us all for a changing world. I'm very proud because what we are doing in our schools is significant and life-changing for all the new arrivals, but for all our existing population. Being a welcoming and inclusive society is what I think will catapult us forward.